Hey guys, it's Tommy Jordan again. This is the second video I've done, well, lately at least. The first one since the one I did out here in the yard where I blew holes in my kid's laptop. Not something I am particularly proud of, but I do stand behind what I did. I'm going to take this time to address Dr. Phil briefly in response to the video interview he did on NBC a couple days back. I respect Dr. Phil and what he does, and his show does have some great points, and he does help some people. But Dr. Phil, you came out and publicly just denounced me up one side and down the other, primarily because you said I publicly embarrassed my child, which, quite accidentally, I did. By accident, the punishment far outweighed the crime. But nothing I can do about that now. But you came out and said that you don't ever embarrass your child publicly. Ever, ever, ever. You just shouldn't do it. You're a thought leader here in America. You're an opinion leader here in America. You're a personality on national television every day. You do realize that not all, but a large majority of the premise of your show is you bringing troubled kids on, and troubled parents, troubled teens, and all age groups, and publicly humiliating them in front of the entire world for profit, right? You do understand that's the principle of your, you've been on your show. I assume you know that. You host the show. You do every day as a career what you told me you should never ever do. I'm not the smartest guy around, but I'm not the dumbest either. It's a little bit hypocritical coming from you. It just really is. It's a little bit two-faced, I think, coming from you, sir. I respect your show and what you do. I don't watch it. I won't pretend to know all of it. I've watched it in the past. I've caught an episode here and there that caught my eye. But, wow. Talking about pot calling the kettle black. Again, I did it by accident. You do it on purpose. Every day. You are a publicized opinion leader, thought leader, for millions of viewers every week. If you cared that much about not publicly embarrassing kids, you'd be practicing behind closed doors, not in front of a live studio audience, in front of television cameras, and the whole world every day of your life. So, I don't give that argument any credence, sir. I'm sorry. I just don't. You went on to but point out that people that were raised like I was were raised wrong, and that our parents made mistakes by teaching us to respect our elders, and by using means that you don't approve of. Spanking or calling a kid down in public or whatever. Quite frankly, I disagree again. The punishment has to fit the crime. If I acted up in the grocery store, my mother tore my tail up in the grocery store. If I acted up at home in the privacy of my own house, she probably tore my tail up in the privacy of my own house. Did I get spanked as a kid? Sure, I did, yeah. Most people my age did. Was I abused? Not at all. I can look back now and probably remember just about every spanking I ever got. And I deserve most of them. Then I can look back and think of all the times I deserved to get it and didn't get it. And there's probably more of them. But my mother and father did right. And I think most of America, well, hell, I know most of America agrees. I would have never had the courage to poll what NBC polled. And I don't think the poll was entirely accurate or allowed all the demographics to come through, but it was a pretty obvious difference. 73% of 124,000 people agreed that you're wrong, and that the news media thus far that's pushing for these pampered, entitled kids is wrong. Not 50, not half and half, not 49, 73%. And I had a call from NBC who told me that not only was that an incredible number, but that they don't ever poll 125,000 responses. That's not an average response. You may get 4,000, 5,000, 20,000 at 125,000. And 7 out of 10 said it was right. So rather than picking on me, if 75% of the American population thinks we ought to raise our kids that way, maybe you should spend some time adjusting how you talk to the American public on television. Because you're in a position to help. You're in a position to stop some of this stuff. I'm not. I'm just a guy who got viral. I went viral. Can't help it. It is what it is now, and I'm stuck with it. But, just not cool. Like I said I would, I posted the response to your video on my blog. I didn't put it on Facebook because, quite frankly, I can't keep track of all the Facebook posts and comments and shares and everything else. There's too much. It's being spread too far and too thin, and I can't keep an eye on it. So I put it all in one place where I can get my hands on it and I can respond to it. And if you've got a response, sir, I look forward to seeing it there. I'll post a link here at the end of this video. There's a lot more detail there, but I've covered the main point here. Again, sir, I respect you a lot, but I respectfully disagree a lot too. So, y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching.